ship. Sheriff lights in the far back lane, but I don't ease, I don't change. Speedometer, don't ask why. It just climbs. You live once, you burn fast. You don't build for long, you build to last. Coffin nails and gasoline, burn it down and leave it mean. I don't ride for in between. I ride loud, I ride unseen. If the wheels come off tonight, let them fly, let them scream. Coffin nails and gasoline. Breath and knuckles torn, sunset red like a warning horn. I don't pray before the curve, I take what I deserve. Town signs blurring, streaks of light, moon chasing my tail all night. If I crash awake, no break. You don't whisper to the storm, you don't beg the flame, you throw the match in on the name. Coffin nails and gasoline, fire runs in my bloodstream. No white fence, no silver dream, just dust and smoke between. If the engine quits on me, let it quit in heat. Coffin nails and gasoline. That's how I leave.
とは。Надеюсь, ты хоть там испуг. Да посмотри, что ты наделал, а?
It just tightens all the same. Pressure makes it hold its truth. That's the way I was building you. I don't fray, I don't slip, I don't loosen for a grip. You can test me if you choose, but I was built like a noose. You took once, I don't move. You took twice, I improve. I'm built like a noose. Tired when you pull, cold in the hands, but steady and full. You can lean on the line, you can twist the truth, but I don't break loose. I'm built like a noose. You pull that rope, but don't complain. You pull that rope. You pull that rope.
Пошли убивать.
Бросили.
You pull that church bell rang, sitting down, dust on my boots, blood on my brow. Preacher said, son, you best beware. I tip my head, cigar
Дайте вкусняшку.
They wrote my name in a leather book. Try to make
Нас разули, ехать не могу.
it's just a word up there. Down here we settle things with death. I don't pray before I pull the trigger. Don't confess what I've done.
Что стоим? Все на месте. Мужики стоять, гусли стояли. Чей гуслял? В твоем?
I don't care.
Гусли на месте. Что стоим?
I walk through fire, I breathe despair, and I'm still standing right here. No halo, halo hanging in my hair. No cross for me to bear. If lightning strikes, I still declare.
Ну ты ж гусля, куда еще?
Moonlight sees what some forget.
Я его разул, мужики, вперед, быстрее!
Living till the day I die. Shield star and holy flame.
Все, пошли отсюда.
Branding me with shame, but fear's a leash I never wear. And guilt's a debt I don't declare.
Мужчинка,
Judgment day comes
здоровайся.
riding in with thunder in the air. It'll find me loading one last round, sitting in my chair. God can watch, I don't care. Let the angels stop and stare. I made peace with the sins I bear, and I ain't asking for repair. No mercy written in my prayer, no trembling anywhere. If heaven wants a fight tonight, it knows exactly where. I ain't against him, I just ain't afraid. If he built this wild frontier, then he knows how I was made. God can watch, I don't care. I'll survive what most won't dare. When the dust climbs up the stairs, I'll be rocking in that chair. When the final trumpet blares, I'll rise from anywhere. Let the sky crack open wide. God can watch. I don't care.
Кто за мной, герой?
I walk the fire like you knew my name. Flames lean back when ash fell quiet at my boots. Like even smoke was scared to move. Devil met me at the gate, smiled slow, said you're late. Took one look into my eyes and stepped aside. Said, son, you don't belong down. You'd freeze this place in
Ю.
Hell's too cold for me, too tame, too clean, too many rules in between. I've seen darker things than the dark can see. I've done worse than eternity. If damnation's where I'm meant to be, it better burn hotter than me, 'cause hell's too cold. Hell's too cold for me.
Пошли отсюда.
Блайндер забрал.
Chasing some holy light, but if the abyss wants a fight, it better fight right. You can't cage what won't break, you can't scorch what don't shake. Hell's too cold for me, too small, too weak, too quiet underneath. I buried ghosts that buried me. I've outlasted prophecy. If the end comes calling free, it better come prepared to bleed, 'cause hell's too cold. Hell's too cold for me. I ain't immortal, just harder than flame. When the fire met my shadow, it forgot its name. Hell's too cold for me, too slow, too shy. I've watched old kingdoms die. No throne below, no crown for me, just open sky and destiny. If the abyss company, it better raise the heat 3 degrees, 'cause hell's too cold. Yeah, hell's too cold for me.
Пойдем отстреливать из трубов.
Mama dressed me up in white, told me
Дурак
wrong,
же.
told me right. Accusing folded,
Заплатит.
she said, boy, fear the flame. Said the devil knows your name. I learned early heaven's fate. Hell was built, Bible belt. Cross on the wall,
Здесь учился.
gun in the drawer. Some men pray, some men roll. I got teeth in the Bible belt. Don't mistake my call for help. Sunday taught me how to kneel. Monday taught me how to kill. Hallelujah, ring that bell. I learned heaven, I learned hell. You can preach it if you feel, but I got teeth in the Bible belt.
Эта лошара даже мысли не снял.
Why sing about amazing grace? My blood dry slow on courthouse steps. Sheriff swore by holy book, but even saints know how to look away. I don't curse the name above, I just learn what fear is made of. Mercy's been where I was dealt, down here in the Bible belt. You bless the brave, you bless the still. survive what others felt. You can preach it from the pulpit. I got teeth in the Bible Belt. Used to wake with shaking hands, see old faces in the sand.
Слушай, где? Я разули, хочешь вообще и раздели, поехали!
Whisper left a mark. Used to count the things I'd done, try to measure what I'd become. But guilt gets thin when nights get long, and long nights make me strong. You carry the weight, you carry the pain. But after years, it ain't the same. I don't lose sleep anymore. That door's been shut. No shadows pacing on the floor. No second thoughts. I made my peace with who I am, what I've done before. You can knock, but I don't lose sleep anymore. Just said I'd pay in dreams. Said my mind would split at seams. The figure's tired of chasing men who won't run from it again. I don't rewind what's been set loose. I don't tighten every noose. Some roads bend and some roads break. Mine just don't shake. You face it once, you face it twice. After that, it loses bite. I don't lose sleep anymore. No ghosts in the hall, no cold sweat running to the door. No guilt at all. I wear my scars like iron and bone, not something I ignore. You can judge, but I don't lose sleep anymore. If I burn awake. If I fall, I don't break. I don't lose sleep anymore. No fear in the dark, no trembling hands on the floor, no missing parts. You can whisper my name in doubt, you can settle every score, but I don't lose sleep anymore. You stood beside me in the dust, and on steel swore it was us. Said blood don't thin and names don't fade. Guess some promises get betrayed. Didn't see it in your eyes, didn't hear it in your lies, but silence speaks if you sit still, and silence always will. You don't pull the trigger remember that night clear. You stepped back instead of near. Didn't need to see you run. Your silence said it was done. Loyalty don't die in screams. It fades in quiet scenes. You don't stab a man in front. You wait until he turns. No halo, no fire left to trace. No that you spoke, just ash upon your face. I won't chase revenge. I won't play that joke. Truth burns slow. No.
Я ему после размотал.
Some men fall in gunfire.
Так ты что, из латуни?
Some men die in daylight and still keep their name. No halo, just smoke. That's what you became. Oh, story, just a ghost with a flame. I don't need to forgive. I don't need to go. The sky.
Тут вообще придумал, а? Постой, браток, отдохни. Наводчик, я тебя высажу. Не надо.
I don't soften my words so you can sleep. You want man, want tone, want me quiet, want me small. Funny how your company shut it all. I've been this way. You just noticed. I don't give a shit, never did, never will. Get used to it. I don't give a shit. Say it plain, say it slow. This is it. You confuse being light with being right. Take out from a room full of lies. I pay cash in scars for the ground where I stand. You want approval? Go ask a weaker man. Not my problem. I don't give a shit. Never did, never cared, never quit. I don't give a shit if you're shy, if you're mad, if you split. I don't wake up trying to please. I don't carry other people's needs. I don't fake it. I don't bend. I don't break. So don't pretend I don't do it. I don't give a shit. Hear it clear. Hear it right. This ain't new. I don't give a shit. I survive while you waited for the cue. Next. Next. Met him at the crossroads, midnight, no moon, no crowd. He said, boy, you look half dead. I said, I've been worse than now. Dust on my coat, blood on my name. I didn't come begging, I didn't come tame. I've slept with regret and I've drank with pain. Buried my mercy out on the plain. He lit a match off my shaking hand. Flame didn't flicker, I didn't bend. He said, every man breaks in the end. I said, not this one, not again. He smiled like sin in a Sunday suit. Said, all men kneel when I cut them loose. I shook hands with the devil. He looked me in the eye, said, you ain't scared of dying. I said, I already tried. He felt my pulse, it didn't slow. He searched my soul, found fire below. He thought he'd drag me down that road. I shook hands with the devil.
Бричку кидай. В описании плана. Там тебя примут. Бритва еще. Где что там? Не может.
Погнуло! You on a dead street lot. No witnesses, no alibi. A smile. I was already halfway home.
Вообще не понимаю.
No mercy one, just smoke and blood. When it struck, I didn't come here for good luck. I came for love like a loaded I woke up already tired. That's how I knew it was gonna be one of those days. And back hurts before the sun comes up. Coffee don't do what it used to do. Everybody's talking loud these days, like volume makes a lot more true. Some kid flexing borrowed courage, acting like he runs the room. I bury better men than that, saying half the things they do. I ain't mad, I ain't impressed, I just don't have it left. I'm too over this shit, too tired to pretend, too sober for your drama, too worn down to bend. I bled enough to mean it, I paid enough to quit. Say what you wanna say. I'm too over this shit.
Опять в команде. Машина нагибает.
I shook hands I shouldn't have. Kept quiet when I should've walked. Watch weak men build their kingdoms out of rumors and cheap talk. They love you when you carry weight, when you make their problems fit. Then act surprised when you step back and don't explain a bit. I don't know reason, I don't know I'm shit.
Одразу сюда не поедем. Конечно, не пробитие, чё бы еще? Он заехал, слушай, на месте. Если хотим по врагам нападать, лучше наводчика починить. И куда на этот раз попало? Я ему гусли размотал.
That's the difference now. They taught me when to speak and when to leave the crowd. So if my silence makes you nervous, if my calm don't sit right, that's just what it looks like when a man knows his line. I'm too over this shit, for fake smiles and fake peace, for selling on my backbone just to help you sleep. I'll take quiet over chaos, truth over it. I live long enough to know better. I'm too over this shit.
Ну ладно.
Ну ты чё? Сука.
Не надо.
Hate me if you want, get in line. Plenty ahead
Не
of you,
придумаем в границу
plenty
такой.
behind. Your opinions are dead, I didn't sign. and I'm fresh out of credit and time. I don't flinch, I don't stare, I don't lose sleep over your glare. I paid my dues in blood and sweat, I ain't paying interest on your regret. Say my name, spit it twice, I've been living with worse advice. If you're waiting for me to break, pack a lunch, it's a long damn wait. I don't fight ghosts, I don't chase noise, I stop playing with children's toys. I don't seek truth in a liar's voice. Baby, if you want, get in line. I ain't here to be like, I'm here to live mine. Say it loud, talk your shit, I already made peace with it. You're holding a grudge, I'm holding the wheel. So hit me if you want, get in line. Funny how the smallest lies always carry the biggest knives. You call it cold, I call it clear. I don't owe comfort to your fear. I'd rather be the villain you blame than a sidekick in your misery game. I don't bend, I don't explain. I'm the fire, you're just the rain. Hate me if you want, get in line. I stopped carrying strangers' minds. Say what you want, sharpen your breath. I already settled that debt. You're stuck in the past, I'm still on the wheel. Hate me if you want, get in line. Some folks need enemies just to feel alive. I don't need that kind of fight. I already survived myself, and that was the hardest night. I'm not bulletproof, I'm just done bleeding for free. Hate me if you want, that's fine. I've been judged by God, I can't handle your mind. Say my name, draw the line, I'll still be walking mine. While you're digging my grave, I'm building my throne.
Ну хоть в Услю попали.
If you want, get in line. Get in
Проникновение зафиксировано.
sleep over every night. But that man's gone, and it ain't a curse. I didn't lose him, I buried him first. Wanted peace, he wanted grace, wanted love in a harder place. He tried to be good, tried to stay kind, tried to keep everyone satisfied. He carried weight, he never made, apologized for the men's mistakes. He bled inside, but he still smiled, called it strength for a long, long while. You don't survive by staying the same. Some parts of you don't make it through the flame. Before you try to bury me, just know I buried him first. The boy who wanted to be understood. Man who feared the world. I laid him down where the night stayed still, said a quiet prayer and walked uphill. So save your dirt, save your curse. I already buried him first. Kindness in a den of wolves is a slow goodbye nobody solves. I watched him break in 1,000 ways, trying to earn what should have stayed. So when it came down to him or me, I chose the part that could still breathe. It wasn't hate, it wasn't pride, just a moment where I chose my side. Before you try to bury me, just know I buried him first. I put the past beneath my boots and left it in the dirt. I didn't shout, I didn't curse, just close the door on who I was. So save your dirt, save your thirst. I already buried him first.
I didn't kill him out of anger. I buried him out of mercy.
Some men drink, some men run, some stay broken just to belong. The idea what had to be done, so something stronger could live on. You don't rise clean, you don't rise kind, you rise after you leave parts behind. And not every law is a curse, some are just rehearsed. Before you try to bury me, just know I buried him first. I stood up taller from that grave, even though it hurt. There's only one of us left in these boots, and he don't beg and he don't bruise. So save your dirt, save your verse. I already buried him
Откуда? Покажи мне.
There's only one of us left now, and he's still standing.
Гусеница сбита. Изолента закончилась, но гусли починил. Все, я гусли степлеров починил, поехали.
Neon bleeding through the blinds, your breath already on my spine. No questions hanging in the air, just heat and damage.
Щас помогу, ага.
everywhere. I don't come clean, I don't explain. I move like something left to break. You pull me close like you don't care what burns if we stay right here. You don't pull
снять не смог. Вот тебе флажок и пизда отсюда.
Kiss me like a wanted man, like staying costs you more. No slow hands, no second plan, just want nothing more. If loving me's a losing hand, don't let it go. Kiss me like a wanted man, hard enough to know. Your nails still mark my skin like proof of what we're in. They warn you I don't stop. You said neither do I. No safe word. Oh, that's called. We already crossed that wall. You smile like you know the truth. This ends bad.
Можете стоять, мы вот это теряли. Тут подорожник уже не поможет.
Unless you want the crash. Kiss me like a wanted man. Like there's no way to win. No clean start, no promised land. Just now carved into skin. If this burns, let it burn. I don't need control. Kiss me like a wanted man. Hard, fast, hold. Stay right here. Don't blink. Kiss me like a wanted man, like you already chose. No tomorrow in your hands, just pressure, breathe and close. If this love don't leave a mark, it wasn't real at all. Kiss me like a wanted man, then let the night fall. Kiss me like a wanted man, or let the night fall. Combs ain't what they used to be. You stood beside me in the dust, swore your word like it was trust. Shared my fight, and traded both in one cold night. Didn't see it in your eyes. Guess betrayal don't ever ties. You shook my hand, same damn grip. Why selling bullets from your head? You said it's just the way it goes. Oh, you sold my name for silver. Thought I'd bleed and fall. Thought I'd beg forgiveness. Thought I'd lose it all. But I stood in dark weather. I burned through worse than you.
захвачено. Ларка! Чпунь. Кто делся?
Said my piece 1,000 times. Watched it land, watched it land. Some folks don't want the truth. I used to chase the last word, used to prove what I knew. Now I hear the noise start up, and I already know who's who. I know where this goes. I've been here before. Don't argue anymore. I don't raise my voice.
А кто-то гусы
It
потерял.
needs explaining twice. It ain't my choice. I don't wrestle with a pen. I don't kick that door. Say what you came to say. I don't argue anymore. I've seen friendships turn to smoke over things that didn't last. Seen pride wreck good people trying to live in the past. They want fire, they want chaos, they want blood on the floor. I just step back, let it burn. I don't need it anymore. Peace don't come from winning, it comes from walking away. I don't argue anymore. I don't play that game. I don't chase misunderstandings or defend my name. I don't fight for empty ground. I don't settle old scores. I listen once, then I'm done. I don't argue anymore.
Ивангар на племя Маш.
I learned silence isn't weakness, it's precision. Every word you don't say is a decision. I don't argue anymore. I don't beg to be heard. If respect ain't in the room, I don't say a word. I've lived enough to know the cost of every open door. Some battles aren't worth breathing. I don't argue anymore.
Помогал світи.
That's how you keep your peace.
Купаться.
Some days you don't need a plan. You just need momentum. Morning hits without permission. Same old ache in my back. Words still out, still asking.
Да куда там снова?
Ain't answering that. I don't look too far ahead now. I don't measure the miles. I just lace up what's left of my strength and walk it out. Learn how not to quit and not thinking too much. One foot after the other, that's how I get through. I don't race the horizon, I just do what I can. I ain't chasing tomorrow, I ain't stuck in another. I keep moving forward, road's still there in front of me, and I ain't done. Motion beats fear every time.